Today, in Reasons to Get Off Facebook, Meta wants to charge European users $14 a month if they don't agree to personalized ads on Facebook and Instagram. Let's say your business model is both unsustainable and robs people of their privacy. Now let's say a legislation finally catches up with you and decides to make it harder for you to continue doing business in that way. But in a plot twist that everybody saw coming, you've got shareholders that you've promised forever growth to. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Well, thankfully, Zuckerberg seems to have a solution: a monthly subscription. Late last year, the EU ruled that social media sites like Facebook and Instagram shouldn't be able to target users with ads based on their online activity when using their apps.
So that's Meta's entire business model.
Well done, me in a hat. Nothing gets past you. So Meta have found a small loophole in this, in that they don't currently have to offer an option to opt out of targeted adverts for free. So now, for the low price of $14 a month, you can not be tracked and not see adverts. Is anyone else old enough to remember when Facebook's homepage said free and always will be? Well, it turns out that was only partly true, and what that should have said is free while we're in an unregulated marketplace. It allows us to mine all of your data, package it up into data profiles, and create billions of revenue for us in the process. Because if we're honest, it's most likely these websites will continue to track you even though you're paying them not to do it, because when you inevitably stop paying for the monthly subscription, either to afford more avocado on toast, or just because there's no value in it for you, they then have enough information to pick up again and target you with more adverts, right where you left off. Or at least that's my best guess. They'll be taking that data and pumping it straight into a shadow profile, waiting for the day you stop paying them.
What's a shadow profile?
There's a link right here.
Oh, Jesus, there's no need to get so stressed. Can't I just delete Facebook?
I guess you could try that. However, given that Facebook is embedded on millions of websites via its Pixel services and through their login through Facebook buttons, and they own a whole family of apps, which means that although you're not technically using Facebook, you are helping Meta create detailed data profiles on all of us. And in some countries, Facebook is basically the only internet they have available. So although you might be able to slightly detach yourself from the web that Meta has created, it's a pretty fucking privileged position to be in. And I've done a full video on why it's impossible for us to detach ourselves completely from the web that Meta's created, which you can watch here.
People often say that if you're not the customer, you're the product. But it appears somebody at Facebook HQ has decided that we can be both. So what, I just see more adverts? I'll just ignore them. What's the big deal?
Well, devil advocate me, the big deal is that other social media sites will follow this game plan, which is a problem because if they've technically got our consent to track us, they could go further and become more invasive, and the data might be worth more to advertisers. This also creates a two-tier society, with people on one hand who can afford privacy and people on the other hand who really fucking can't, which, you know, isn't exactly the tech utopia I dreamed of as a kid.
You see, platforms pretty much give you the same experience if you're paying for it or not, which means social media sites are becoming incentivized to make your experience worse if you're not paying them in order to get you to sign up to a subscription. So now social media sites and apps not only want me to continue making quality content for a nominal fee or no money, they also want to charge me for consuming other people's content on that same platform. You see, and this will shock you, but the value these platforms have isn't actually from the ads that they serve to us. It comes from our attention on the platform. And increasingly, people don't want to waste their time on adverts. They want to waste their time on creators. And creators want to be paid, the cheeky fuckers. And in order to pay creators to continue creating content which brings our attention back to the platform, social media sites either need to sell enough adverts and then give us a tiny cut of that money, or they need to get the audience to sign up to a subscription and then give us a tiny cut of that money. Or we can cut them out completely and you can sign up to my Patreon, which is linked below, or you can give me a one-off donation via PayPal, which is also linked below. Godspeed.